So yeah, we wanted to give a few minutes for people to jump on here. Give a few minutes for people to jump on this live here. Um, but again, tornado warning in Nebraska. Let's go ahead. This is in effect until 6:15. Let's see here. And again, this is in the same exact spot as yesterday. It's actually very insane here. That is wild. So last night at around this time, there was a tornado warning in the same spot, and we were live. I was live here last night covering this, and now it's in the same exact spot as last night, just south of Ainsworth here. Same spots again here, with this tornado warning until 6:15. Another 35 minutes on this. Moving east at 15. Radar indicated rotation, kind of right near this Highway 7 road there in Nebraska. Um, but again, and as you can see, there is a hook echo on the radar there. We do have a hook feature right in here. And again, this is south of Ainsworth, Nebraska here. Let's see here. And again, this is for what county? This is Brown County in Nebraska. This is in effect again until 6:15 p.m. Central Time. Let's go ahead and put that here. But again, this is where we do have a tornado warning now. We did have one in northwest Iowa earlier. We had a couple in northwest Iowa. Now we do have this. And again, this is moving straight east at about 15 miles per hour. So it's not moving very fast. It's a fairly slow moving storm. And it is making its way to the east and about to cross this number 7 road here in Nebraska. And again, let's look at the velocity data, and it looks like there might even be 2 rotation signatures, but this is the main one right in here. Just about to cross this 7 road here in Nebraska that runs north and south. If you got any folks in this area, any folks south of Ainsworth, please be taking cover again. Again, this is the same area as yesterday, and that is what we have now. Again, same areas as yesterday. Again, radar indicated tornado, nothing confirmed yet. This is a radar indicated tornado. And we do have other cells popping up. Again, I do want to mention we do have this severe thunderstorm watch, which is in effect until 11 p.m. tonight. The area is shaded in pink there for 2-inch hail, 70-mile-an-hour winds, and the tornado risk. Let's see here. For the Sioux Falls area, northwest of Sioux Falls, jumping back here, we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect here. This is now impacting the Colton area. If you got any folks in between Coleman, Colton, in and around Colton, and areas west near the Highway 19 corridor there, any folks in these areas, please be taking cover. As there is a pretty strong thunderstorm. And again, this is making its way east. Moving east at 25 miles per hour. Anything on the velocity, not seeing anything, so that's good news there. But again, a strong thunderstorm making its way east towards Colton. Also in northwest Iowa, we do have the supercell still going now just east of Spencer there. About to make its way into Ruthven and Emmitsburg. Anybody in those areas in Iowa, please be taking cover. And if you got any folks over in that area, be sure to let them know. We do have a strong thunderstorm also north of Mitchell. Now, going back to this, the tornadic thunderstorm, western panhandle of Nebraska, there is a severe thunderstorm warning and severe thunderstorm watch there. And then we do have this line of thunderstorms now in central Nebraska. But then here in northern Nebraska is where we do have this new tornado warning that is in effect here, again, for another half hour. Tornado warning radar indicated here, again, moving east at 15 miles per hour. And this is kind of near this Highway 7 road here in Nebraska. Not seeing a whole lot on the velocity, although right in here there's a signature there. Again, anytime you have those bright reds, bright greens going with each other there, that is your rotation signature. But I believe that this is the area that we're looking at, possibly looking at 2 circulations along this storm. So just assume that this thing is on the ground. And again, this tornadic thunderstorm is in a pretty rural area. There's not a whole lot out here, which is good news. Hopefully this just passes through a grassland. But for any drivers that are out in this area, or any farmers that are out in this area, be sure to let them know. Again, this is south of Ainsworth, Nebraska here in the northern part of the state, and it is along a line now. This was a supercell a little earlier, but it is connecting to this line of thunderstorms, and we'll see what happens. But hopefully this thing starts to die out here as it moves east and congeals with this line. Now, if there is a tornado on this, it is most likely to be rain wrapped, based on what the radar picture is showing. And not showing a whole lot here. There could be something possibly right here, but we would be looking for a blue dot, and we're not seeing that. So not looking at any debris so far, and that's good news. But again, at this moment, nothing confirmed. This is a radar indicated tornado, again in Brown County in Nebraska. This is for central and eastern portions of Brown County in Nebraska. Again, tornado warning continues. Those of you just tuning in, we are live here once again to bring you guys the latest information. And we do have other storms ongoing. We do have the one again in northwest Iowa that is severe warned, and we do have the one northwest of Sioux Falls that is making its way east, closer to the Sioux Falls area, but it looks like it will be missing Sioux Falls, and it's going to miss to the north. And now there is a brand new tornado warning. There is another new tornado warning. This one is in northwest Iowa once again. So we're going to go ahead and jump back here to the Sioux Falls radar, and we do have 2 ongoing tornado warnings now. This is a brand new one. This is that same storm that we've been following and monitoring very closely. This is right here. This is just east of Spencer, Iowa here, into, let's see, if you are in Emmitsburg, Curlew, Asher, Ruthven, anywhere in these areas east of Spencer, Iowa, please be taking cover, as there is a brand new tornado warning which is in effect here until 6:15 as well. So both of these tornado warnings are in effect for another half hour. These are, and there is a brand new severe thunderstorm warning as well, moving east at 30 with this, also in effect until 6:15. 1-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. And again, we do have this new tornado warning that is just in effect, and it is moving east at about 30 miles per hour. It is, again, if you were in Ruthven, you are right on top of this thing, or right underneath of this at this point, right there. It is just about to head in Ruthven. Cannot stress that enough. Along Highway 18 here, if you are in Ruthven, Iowa, please be taking cover. Cannot stress that enough. We do have a tornado warning now on this storm. and this does have a velocity signature on this. Right in here would be the area, again, is just about to head into. Again, a mile, really it's a mile west of Ruthven right now, and it's heading directly towards Ruthven. If you have anybody in and around Ruthven, please be letting them know and getting them into a safe spot here. As there is this, we do have a couple tornado warnings now. Again, Sioux Falls area, we're looking at storms later on. Nothing currently. Let's see here. And let's see here. Let's see what county this is for here in Iowa. Let me address the county. Expires in about 25 minutes. This is for southwestern Palo Alto County in northwest Iowa here. And there it is for you. We do have 2 tornado warnings now, and this is heading directly towards Ruthven. If you are in Ruthven, again, please be taking cover. This thing is on top. This thing is on top of you right now, and this is moving east along this Highway 18 corridor. And if you're in Emmitsburg, that is a populated area. Please be in your safe spot. Emmitsburg is going to be impacted by this as it moves directly towards Emmitsburg here on its current path. Tornado and radar indicated rotation and quarter-sized hail associated with this storm. And so again, we're going to be following this very closely. And we do have that severe thunderstorm warning again in South Dakota, in northwestern Minnehaha County, northeast McCook County. And but again, that is the area we are looking at here. Again, it is just east of Spencer, and this goes for another 25 minutes or so. And let's jump back to the one here in South Dakota. There it is. We do have this severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect here. Not much on the velocity, but we do have this severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect here. Moving east at about 25 miles per hour, 60 mile an hour winds, and 1.25 inch hail with this storm. We're going to keep a very close eye on that because it is in an environment where it could produce a tornado. Going back here to the one in Nebraska, south of Ainsworth, this is kind of along the line now. I think this one is kind of fizzling out. Not as intense, not as strong, not as organized as it was before. But this thing is still in effect. And we do have the couple of radar indicated tornadoes currently going on here. Again, no confirmation of anything today. There has been no confirmation of anything on the ground today, just your radar indicated tornado warnings. But that doesn't take away the seriousness. Still need to be paying attention to this. Let's see here. But again, we do have a couple of tornado warnings that are in our coverage area currently, and we do have the one here in northwest Iowa as well as the one in north central Nebraska, and then we have one severe warning in South Dakota. But this one is, at this point, the main event. This is in northwest Iowa. This is, again, just about to make its way. Yeah, it is right on top of Ruthven at this point. And once again, if you are in Ruthven, please cannot stress that enough. Please be taking cover. Also, if you're in Asher, Curlew, and Emmitsburg, let me go ahead and do a storm track here for you and see if we can get any. Let's see here. And what it's looking like here. Emmitsburg at about 621, Cylinder at about 641. That is the path of this currently. You don't have much time. If you are in these areas, please be taking cover, seeking shelter now. Again, lowest floor, interior room, no windows. That is the safest spot to be. Basement if you got it. If not, interior room, away from windows. Bathroom, closet. Those will all do. Mattresses, get a mattress, helmets, shoes, those kinds of things. And again, this is not a confirmed tornado currently. This is just radar indicated, but still need to take this seriously, as this still has potential to drop a tornado at any moment. So that is what we're looking at there. And we're just going to keep watching this situation. And this is a supercell. This thing is all by itself and still going strong. This has been going on for the last few hours now with this storm. It's been going on for about 2 to 3 hours now, and this thing is showing no signs of slowing down anytime soon. I do want to mention they did drop this early. The tornado warning in north central Nebraska has been allowed to expire just now, so that's good news. We still have the severe thunderstorm warning though, with tornado possible on that. But if you're south of Ainsworth, that tornado warning has been allowed to expire, and not surprising, there's not much there anymore. Not really seeing much of a tornado signature there on the radar. So for the time being, we are going to reassess here. We're going to move back here into northwest Iowa and also keep tabs on the one northwest of Sioux Falls, as that has potential as well. But this currently is the main event as of now, 5:55. Those of you who are just tuning in, this is T Storm Chasers continuing coverage of tornado warnings in our coverage area here across Iowa and Nebraska. We do have severe thunderstorm watch as well in effect here until 11 p.m. tonight. Let's see here. So again, we just have the one tornado warning at this point now, and that is what you're looking at there on your screen. That red polygon there, the red polygon there. That is where we have the tornado warning that continues for the next several minutes here. About another 20 minutes on this, and again, this is moving in an easterly direction towards Emmitsburg. You have about 20 minutes if you're in Emmitsburg. 20-25 minutes on this. You don't have a whole lot of time, but you do have enough time to seek shelter. And again, for the Sioux Falls area, Sioux Falls area as of now is in the clear. However, we are going to continue to be monitoring the Sioux Falls area very closely as storms anticipated to develop later on. This is the main event currently that is still going on here across northwest Iowa with this radar indicated tornado, and Ruthven right now getting the worst of it, and let's hope that there's no damage across this community. But we're not seeing a well-defined hook on this. This is not earlier. This did have, on the radar picture, it did have a kind of a well-defined hook feature, but now it does not. It's more, I would say, if this thing is producing a tornado, more than likely to be rain-wrapped at this point. And then, again, just east of Ruthven now is the area we're looking at here with the brighter greens, brighter reds there. That is the area we're looking at there. And again, this is headed towards Emmitsburg right now. You don't have much time. If you're in Emmitsburg, Iowa, if you have any folks over in that area, cannot stress this enough. Please be letting them know about this, and that there is a storm headed directly towards Emmitsburg that has a potential to produce a tornado, as this thing is radar indicated currently and moving east at about 25 to 30 miles per hour. And this is in effect for another 15 minutes or so on this, and it still has a fairly strong couplet there on the radar picture. Let's see here. So again, this is what we have going on currently here for another 15 minutes. We do have this tornado warning that continues headed towards Emmitsburg, and this is along that Highway 18 and 314 road. That is where we're at here, and this is in between Emmitsburg, Asher, and Ruthven, and that is what we're looking at there. And this is all by itself. There is some smaller cells around the area, but this is pretty much the main event at this point. Again, this is just east of Spencer, Iowa here, and headed towards Emmitsburg. Emmitsburg, Iowa is immediately threatened by this. But again, this is the area we're going to continue to monitor very closely, looking at going through the different radar products here. Again, we do have that severe thunderstorm warning that continues as well, moving east at 30, 1-inch hail, 60 mile an hour winds associated with that. And this is again east of Ruthven by a few miles now, and this is headed towards Emmitsburg. Emmitsburg is the threat here under the gun with this. And let's go through some of our different products here that we use to kind of assess this. And there's another look at the velocity. That one's a little bit harder to see where it's at. And there's your wind shear right there, probably where your tornado would be. If there's a tornado, it'd probably be at this point in between Ruthven and Emmitsburg, and it's headed towards Emmitsburg right now. And right there, that is, you see where that dot is right there? That dot is most likely where that tornado would be if there is a tornado. Also, there is hail associated with this as well. There's your hail tracker there. That is where we do have the hail associated with this storm. So there's also hail as well as strong winds of 60 miles an hour, as well as the tornado threat. So going back here, there's the current radar picture. There is some hail associated with this, as well as the tornado threat. Now again, based on what we're seeing on the radar, if this is producing a tornado, most likely it's going to be rain wrapped. You're not going to be able to see it. It is not that classic hook feature that you always see on the radar. So currently, that is what we're looking at here. And again, moving east at about 30 miles per hour. Not moving super fast, but it is moving fast enough that it's not stationary, and it's moving in an easterly direction. Now I do want to go back here to the Sioux Falls area There is some cells kind of popping up around the region, but this is the main event right here, in between Sioux Falls and Madison right now, kind of near Colton. This is where we do have a severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect here on this, and that is for 1-inch hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds, moving east at 25 miles per hour. And this is just crossing the Highway 19 road, and it is heading towards Colton, and might be starting to get maybe a little bit of rotation, but it's not very strong currently. But we'll keep an eye on it. We'll continue to watch that, as that does have potential to maybe spin something up. But going back here, all of the warnings in Nebraska have allowed to expire, so we have no more. We don't have any more warnings in Nebraska. Nebraska currently is in the clear of any kind of severe warnings. But South Dakota side does have that until 6:30, the severe thunderstorm warning in Minnehaha County there. And then down here, just east of Spencer, is where we do have the tornado warning that continues here for another 10 minutes. And looking at the velocity, it is not as pronounced as it was earlier, not as strong, not as intense as what we saw a little bit ago. So that's good news, and hopefully that continues. It wouldn't shock me at all if they go ahead and allow this to expire here within a few minutes if this continues. But as of right now, we still have the tornado warning. And it continues. And we also will have to be dealing with more flooding issues tonight, as we do have 2 to 4 inches expected across southeastern South Dakota, northeast Nebraska, northwest Iowa, southwest Minnesota. 2 to 4 additional inches of rain is possible with this. Unfortunately, it's just not looking good. And it sounds like things will be getting worse before they get better. So that is the outlook there. We do have flash flood watches and warnings in effect, and we'll just continue to be monitoring that. Now back here, I do want to, this is going to start to be harder to see because it is more in a, it is a kind of out in the middle of nowhere in terms of the Doppler radar, so it's going to be harder to see this. It's going to be harder to see this storm and accuracy of this, but we are still seeing a little bit of rotation there. Basically the area we're looking at here with the greens and the reds, and that is kind of the area we're looking at. Again, it is in between Ruthven and Emmitsburg along Highway 18 there. That is where we're looking at here for this. And again, we're just going to keep an eye on things. We do have a new flash flood warning from Mitchell to Madison. And for those of you in that neck of the woods, that flash flood warning in effect. And then we do have that severe thunderstorm warning that continues there near Colton. And again, we're just going to keep an eye on this. We're going to keep close tabs on this as, again, if you're in Curlew, Ashier, Ruthven, Emmitsburg, anywhere in these areas, you are under a tornado warning until 6:15 this evening. And it is moving east at about 25 to 30 miles per hour. And it is moving straight east as of now. And also some smaller hail associated with this storm. Now again, Emmitsburg, you don't have much time. Get in your safe spot, seek shelter immediately, as this is headed directly towards Emmitsburg, Iowa. And we do have, again, the flood watch in southeastern South Dakota, does include Sioux Falls, and then Mitchell, Madison, Huron, Chamberlain, and then Nebraska, you got O'Neill, areas northeast Nebraska, and then northwest Iowa, Spencer, Sibley, and then southwest Minnesota, Marshall, those areas, southern Minnesota. All those communities are impacted by this flood watch that continues until tomorrow. And then we do have, again, that severe thunderstorm warning that continues until 11 o'clock tonight. And that is for, again, portions of the panhandle of Nebraska, central and northeastern Nebraska, and then southeastern South Dakota, and then northwest Iowa and southwest Minnesota. You are all in this severe thunderstorm watch. But going back here, we do have this tornado warning that continues for another 7 minutes, and I'm just going to continue to watch it and see what it does and continue to monitor this and see if we can pull up lightning here. Let's see here. I also am a little bit we're just going to keep watching this. The storm kind of near Colton, because this is, we're starting to see a little bit of signs of possible rotation. We'll keep an eye on that. But again, no tornado warnings in that area yet. We're just going to keep an eye on things. Let's see here. But again, Palo Alto County and Iowa there under this tornado warning, and it's remaining in effect. Now let's see here. And I'm trying to get lightning tracker on there, but there's also a lot of lightning associated with these storms as well. And you also see these other cells that are popping up in northwest Iowa there, and then also in the southeastern South Dakota, northeast Nebraska. These areas are, so we're starting to see some development now, some new development. We do have one storm here south of Sioux Falls that is moving north towards Sioux Falls, so we'll keep an eye on that. And also keep an eye on the storm west of Mitchell, as well as northwest of Salem there. That one's growing in strength, as well as the one northwest of Sioux Falls. And the one south of Sioux Falls as well, with new cells. Also down by Yankton areas, more cells developing. So we'll continue to watch it. And also cells in kind of near Worthington down to George. Those cells also popping up as well. But this one right here, this is why we are on currently now. We do have this tornado warning that continues for a few more minutes here. East of Spencer, Iowa here, and as you can see, not a whole lot on the velocity, not as strong as it was earlier, but there's a little bit of rotation still there, but it is not as strong and pronounced as it was before. Let's see here. Yeah, I do want to mention that cell northwest of Sioux Falls is kind of moving, is starting to take a southeast turn. Not saying it's going to hit Sioux Falls, but it might be starting to take a little bit of a southeast track. It's going to hit Del Rapids if this continues. It's about to hit Colton. So Colton, one last time, get in your safe spot, take shelter immediately. And this eventually impacting Trent, Del Rapids, maybe eventually Garrettson, and Baltic, Crooks areas. Now, again, back to this storm, and we're going to keep a very close eye on this for the next few minutes and see what they do with this, see if they elect to drop the warning or continue this warning and reissue it. But this is about to impact Emmitsburg, and we've been stressing this. Again, if you're in Emmitsburg, please be taking cover. Also, the severe thunderstorm warning also in effect here for a few more minutes. It'll be interesting to see what they do with that. They might extend that one out until 6:30. But again, the area we're looking at here, right in here, with the reds and greens going towards each other, and it's heading towards Emmitsburg right now. Also, just a lot of rain has fallen in southeast South Dakota and northeast Nebraska. I didn't need to say that, but you guys already know about that. Northwest Iowa, southwest Minnesota. You guys are all impacted by this still. There's still more rain to come. More flash flooding, unfortunately, is expected with an additional 2 to 5 inches across these areas of rainfall. That is going to just create more problems, unfortunately. Now, you're just west of Emmitsburg. This is the area we're looking at right now, and let me zoom in on this a little bit here. Basically, right here is where we're looking. That is the area that you're looking at there with this storm here. That is the area we are looking at, and again, this tornado warning about to expire here, and we'll see what they do with this warning. And again, we do have more cells that are popping up now across our area, and we'll see what happens. But it does look like they have dropped all of the warnings as of 6:15. Emmitsburg, though, just please be taking cover, be in your safe spot still, as there's a very strong thunderstorm headed towards you that is about to move into Emmitsburg currently. And again, we have a lot of new cells that are popping up within the last few minutes, as you can see there. A lot of other cells popping up, and we'll see what happens with that. And again, we do have other storms. We do have this severe thunderstorm warning that continues. This is northwest of Sioux Falls. Colton, right over the Colton area right now is what we're looking at there with a severe thunderstorm warning. And again, if you are in Colton, or areas near the Colton area here, please be seeking shelter, as there is a severe thunderstorm moving through your area. Eventually, we'll be impacting Del Rapids, Baltic areas, eventually Garrettson at its current path. Actually, I can do a storm track here for you guys, and then we're going to jump off here. Right now, let's see here. Let's see here. Not sure why I can't get a storm track. Let's see here. Not able to get a storm track. All right. Sometimes technology doesn't want to cooperate. So what we're going to do here, we are going to step aside here. We're going to jump off here again, as really the only situation we have currently going on is the one here northwest of Sioux Falls, with a severe thunderstorm warning that continues for another 13 minutes, and moving east at 25, moving through Colton right now, heading towards Del Rapids and Baltic eventually here. Sioux Falls is not immediately threatened, but we're going to just keep a close eye on things right now. But for the time being, we have just that one warning northwest of Sioux Falls, and it's a severe thunderstorm warning that continues. We do have that severe thunderstorm watch that continues as well until 11 o'clock p.m. Central Time. But that's the latest here from T Storm Chasers. Again, we'll be back on as needed the rest of this evening, as the conditions do warrant us. But for the time being, we're going to jump off here, and we're going to just continue to watch the area for additional storms. Thank you guys all for tuning in this evening, and stay safe out there.